Today we look at all light fighters in Star Citizen to see which ones are best for your needs and playstyle by rating them out of 10. We'll upgrade all to have identical components and weapons where possible to even the playing fields, starting with the cheap RSI Aurora right up to the expensive Esperia Blade and everything in between, discussing all the pros and cons. Let's go. Number 1. The RSI Aurora MK1. The Aurora MK1s have 3 light fighter variants, namely the MR, LN and SE. All 3 have identical armor stats with 3,840 hit points that deflect 11 physical and 9 energy damage. They take 14% less physical but 35% more energy damage. All variants also share a total HP pool of 5,950, and since the special edition isn't available to purchase in-game with AUEC in patch 4.8, I'll be using the next best LN variant for these tests. The only differences between the MR and LN variants are that the LN comes with bigger and more missiles, 4 size 2s compared to the MR's 2 size 1s, as well as a better stock loadout. The MR can be upgraded to carry 4 size 1 weapons, whereas the LN and SE can equip 4 size 2 guns. What make the Auroras great are that they're cheap and come with a bed to log out of, but their lack of firepower and defense is why I rate them only 3 out of 10. Number 2. The RSI Aurora MK2. Recently, CIG added the brand new Aurora MK2, which, if you add the DM combat module, gives you not only an extra shield, but adds 8 size 2 missiles to the stock 8 size 1s. Pretty great. Of course, you also have 4 size 2 pilot-controlled weapons and a bed similar to that of the MK1, as well as pretty neat wing expand and retract animations similar to that of the heavy fighter, the RSI Scorpius. But what about armor? Well, it's exactly the same as the MK1, I'm afraid. 3,840 hit points, 11 physical and 9 energy damage deflection, and taking 14% less physical but 35% more energy damage. Though the overall HP pool of the MK2 sits at 19,417, which is over 3 times more than its predecessor. While it's definitely an upgrade on looks, overall HP, shield and missile departments, if you take the DM module, it's not a massive one. You'll last slightly longer in a fight, but damage is still pretty poor, which is why I only give it a rating of 4 out of 10. Number 3. The Origin 125A. The 125A is definitely a top contender for best looking in the light fighter department, but with only 1,920 hull armor that deflects 9 physical and 7 energy damage, whilst taking 19% less physical and 8 more energy damage overall, it's squishy. It does have 2 size 3 weapons and 6 size 2 missiles, but the fact that it only has 2 paper shields and a total HP pool of just 4,550 makes it a poor choice for bounty hunters. It does have a bed, it's fast, nimble and very good looking, but that's about it. I give the 125A a rating of only 2 out of 10 because honestly, every other light fighter on this list is a better option for bounty hunting. Number 4. The Consolidated Outland Mustang Delta. Probably my favorite stock livery in the game belongs to the underrated Mustang Delta, which is also the only light fighter with 2 size 3 Jericho XL rocket pods to complement its 4 size 2 weapon armament. Even though it has 10,080 total HP, its hull has only 2,000 hit points and deflects 10 physical and 9 energy damage. It does, however, take 19% less physical but 22% more damage from energy weapons, so it's squishy. The Mustang Delta has good agility, great speed, and is super fun to fly, which is why I give it a 3.5 out of 10. My ratings sound harsh, I know, but bear with me. Number 5. The MISC Reliant Tana. Years ago, the Tana was rated the worst light fighter in Star Citizen, but that has definitely changed. 2 size 3s and 2 size 2 weapons, together with 20 size 2 missiles and some decent stock military components, it's more than capable of holding its own in a fight, if you punch first and punch hard, that is. It only has 14,860 total HP, 3,300 hull armor that takes 15% less physical and deflects 9, but also 15% more energy damage while deflecting only 10. It has a bed, nice interior and seat for a co-pilot, but it's not as agile and feels clunky in atmosphere, which is why I rate it only 3.5 out of 10. Number 6. The Anvil Arrow. This is my personal favorite light fighter to this day, if not the best one, especially if you're doing PvP. The Arrow is insanely fast and incredibly agile, making up for the fact that it only has 2 size 1 and 2 size 3 guns, as well as 8 size 2 missiles. It's also not the most durable, with a total HP pool of only 8,580 and 3,300 armor hit points. It takes 19% less and deflects 12 physical, while taking 15% more and deflecting only 6 energy damage. So stay behind your foe and away from turret fire, or you'll melt in seconds. I give the Arrow a solid 7.5 rating, simply because it lacks firepower and durability, but overall I find everything else perfect and always feel super safe flying this one, knowing I can compete with any fighter in PvP. Or run away fast if I really need to. Number 7. The Aegis Gladius. Arguably the favorite light fighter in the verse over the past decade, the Gladius was the OG king according to many. With 3 size 3 weapons, 2 size 3 and 4 size 2 missiles, it's a formidable foe, though it's not quite what it used to be. It used to be really tanky, but as of patch 4.8, it now only has a HP pool of 6,110, which is less than that of the Arrow. Is that intended? Let me know in the comments what you make of this. I mean, it used to be way tougher before the armor updates. Anyway, it shares the same 3,300 armor hit points, taking 19% less physical and deflecting 11, while taking 21% more energy damage and deflecting only 9. It does come with all military grade C stock components and is a true classic, which is why I give it a generous 7 out of 10, even though it should probably only be a 6 after seeing those numbers. Number 8. The Arrow Hawk. One ship that's finally starting to get the attention it deserves. The Hawk is the only one on the list with a Tromag burst EMP generator that can shut down ships mid-fight. With 2 size 1 and 4 size 2 weapons and decent agility for its size, it's a beast in the right hands. It's very durable for a light fighter, with a total HP pool of 16,600, though it is a big target that can get crippled easily if you lose one of those wings. It's got 3,300 hull armor that takes 19% less physical damage and deflects 12, while taking 15% more energy and deflecting only 6 health damage. It's a good, fun ship that looks absolutely epic. Oh, did I mention it has a prisoner pod at the back? Well, it does. The Anvil Hawk gets a rating of 6.5 out of 10. Number 9. The Drake Buccaneer. I wasn't going to include this since I've already skipped the 325A because they're both featured in this video featuring interdictors in the corner here. But since the Buccaneer is so popular and made my number 1 pick for most fun light fighters list a few years ago, I couldn't just ignore it. The ultimate Rambo Daka boom and zoom ship is made of paper but hits like a truck. The Buccaneer has a size 4, 2 size 3 and 2 size 1 guns and 4 size 2 missiles. Do yourself a favor, just go full ballistics on this one and turn up the volume as you tear through those low-level bounties. It has a total HP pool of 9,480 and hull armor of 2,160, deflecting 9 physical while taking 23% less, and 8 energy but taking just 2% more damage. It's great in a straight line and super fun to fly, but only gets a 5 out of 10 because of lack of survivability in longer fights. Number 10, the L21 Wolf. Kruger's first light fighter, the Wolf comes with 2 size 4 relentless L21 Gatling guns and 8 size 1 missiles. Even though I've really come to love the Wolves, at the moment you're stuck with only 2 weapon choices for both, and neither has alpha damage over 85 at the moment, which is a deal killer for me who likes to hunt targets bigger than myself for the most part. The L21 has a total HP pool of 8,523 with only 2,700 hull armor that deflects 10 physical and 8 energy damage, but also takes 28% less physical while taking 8% more damage from energy weapons. I give the L21 a rating of only 5.5 out of 10. Because while it's certainly fun to fly and looks great, it just doesn't hold up against a good pilot flying one of the better options on this list in PvP. Number 11, the L22 Alpha Wolf. While certainly better than the L21, the L22 Alpha Wolf comes with Axiom laser repeaters, so you'll never run out of ammo. Whereas the stock components are identical apart from the military A-grade VK00 quantum drive of the L22, the Alpha also has bigger missiles, 6 size 2s, as well as slightly less overall HP at just 7,722. It has hull armor of 2,700 that deflects 10 physical, taking 28% less, and 8 energy while taking 8% more from laser and distortion type weapons. Even though the Axiom repeaters are slower than the relentless L21 guns, I prefer the L22 in almost every way, which is why I give it a rating of 6 out of 10. Number 12, the Esperia Talon. The Talon and Shrike are identical in everything apart from weapons, missiles, and looks. The base Talon has 2 size 4 weapons and only 4 size 2 missiles, whereas the Shrike is the missile boat with 24 size 3 missiles and only 2 size 2 guns. If you like stealth gameplay, you'll love both. But if you want a proper dogfighter, the base Talon is the way to go. Both have total HP pools of 24,930 with 3,000 hull armor that deflects 8 physical while taking 32% less and deflects 10 while taking 28% more damage from energy weapons. Unless you really like the missiles of the Shrike, I suggest grabbing the standard Talon and rate it a solid 8 out of 10 due to its durability, stealthiness, and firepower. Now, we've only 3 light fighters left, but before we get to that, please consider subscribing or joining as a channel member to help support us and keep similar content coming. Or like and share and we'll move on. Number 13, the Aopoa Khartu-al. Small brother of the Santokia, the Khartu-al is a very underappreciated ship in Star Citizen, one you very rarely see out in the wild. Sure, it's not the most popular, but with all grade B military stock components, apart from the quantum drive, 2 size 4 weapons, and incredible maneuverability, it's definitely not a light fighter to be taken lightly. Those big thrusters mean you can change direction at whim, strafing up, down, left and right much faster than most ships, and that's a huge advantage. It's got a total HP pool of 14,100 with only 2,400 hull armor that deflects 10 and takes 23% less physical, and deflecting 9 while taking 8% more energy damage. I give the Khartu-al a rating of 6.5 out of 10 because even though it's agile with plenty of firepower for a light fighter, if you lose one of those wings, it's game over, and you lose them quite easily because of how big this ship is. Number 14, the Banu Defender. Yes, the Banu Defender is still listed as a light fighter, despite many claiming it to be a medium. It has an extra seat for a co-pilot and come with 4 size 3 singed Tachyon cannons, which have an insane alpha damage of 1013, as well as 6 size 2 missiles. The Defender has 13,800 total HP with 5,400 hull armor that takes 23% less and deflects 20 physical but 8% more while deflecting only 16 energy damage. It's a big ship with a nice interior, but it just feels sluggish and is definitely not something you want to take into a PvP battle. This is why I give the Banu Defender a rating of only 5 out of 10. Number 15, the Esperia Blade. This was my number 3 pick a few years ago when I compared Star Citizen's light fighters. But how does the Blade hold up today? Because that $300 price tag sure is steep. This Vandal replica comes with bespoke 2 size 3 warlords and 2 size 2 whip plasma cannons that'll tear through almost anything. It's got great maneuverability on par with that of the Arrow and total HP pool of 7,950. For its massive price tag, you only get 3,300 hull armor that takes 28% less physical and deflects 11, while taking 15% more and deflecting only 7 energy damage. I love the red light, cockpit and weapons of the Blade. It really feels like you're flying an alien fighter, and that's why I give it a rating of 7 out of 10. So the best light fighter for PvE as well as the toughest one overall when it comes to armor is the Esperia Talon. Whereas if you're looking to do some PvP and be competitive, be sure to check out the video in the corner next and grab yourself an Anvil Arrow. You won't regret either.